This is a legendary race car. We feel it's our mission to restore this Mercedes exactly to the condition it has been 100 years ago and to bring it back to the road. We started actually in 2022, bringing the car from the museum to the workshop and just found out what is the overall state.
We're aiming to have the car ready in April. This is a major challenge for us, and we'll do everything we can to achieve this goal. My name's Andreas Heberle, and I'm the project manager for the restoration of the Mercedes Targa Florio.
I would say it's almost unique in the world to have such a big archive. We have the possibility to recreate history in projects like the Targa Florio. My task in this case was to gather the historical material from our order books, from magazines or from old photographies.
We really had all the technical drawings, the originals of the camshafts, also from the cylinder and also from the chassis, to be able to restore the car in a real, authentic way. Of course, we have a very close cooperation with the Classic Center, especially with the colleagues really working on the car.
We maintain, since many years, an international network of specialists, well trusted from our end. So with regard to the body, for example, we cooperate and use the competence and capacity of the Van der Meij family, father and son, in the Netherlands.
My name is Gert-Jan van der Meij. I'm responsible for the restoration of the body of the Mercedes Targa Florio. We made the decision to make a frame that has the same measurements as the original. The body is built with an iron structure, and the skin they made it from aluminium that was very light.
What they did back then really amazes me. It's just a great piece of engineering.
We compare the pictures with the drawings, and we will discuss it with Manfred from Mercedes and see if we have the same vision as they have, and then we start making the new pieces. It's very easy these days to draw something on a laptop, to make a 3D model, and you're sure that all the proportions, etc., are the right measurements, and then you can improve it quite easily. The timetable is a little bit short. Until now we've hit the schedule quite good, waiting on the axles, and we can start working on the fenders.
I was involved from the beginning and was immediately excited. I said, yes, let's do it. The engine was absolutely high-tech at the time, and you have to take your hat off to the people involved. We have a twin overhead camshaft motor. We have 4-valve technology, and the engine is supercharged by a Roots compressor. We chose Dieter because we've worked together for many years. My name is Dieter Braun, and I'm responsible for repairing the engine components. My work is based on the dimensions from the original drawings. This means that we rebuild the car exactly as it was. Looking at it from the outside, we see a couple of neuralgic points. First, the cylinder bank was in a state of disrepair. The water jacket was corroded, and there was some warping of the top surface. We had to make tools because the tools that we used for the assembly no longer exist. First, we removed the damaged cylinder liners. Both camshafts have to be repaired as the cams themselves are too warm to be reinstalled in this condition. I'm convinced everything will work as originally planned. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of sweat, and a lot of passion. You also want to know what will happen when you turn the crank for the first time. What will it sound like?
So when it comes now to the color, we actually had a kind of a secret weapon, who is Dr. Gundula Tutt, and she's a forensic analyst.
My name is Gundula Tutt. I'm a conservator restorer, and at the project Targa Florio I'm responsible for the determination and reconstruction of the historic paint of the car and their reconstruction in the authentic material of the time. I had a hint from the Mercedes classic specialists that the car had been painted in a dark red called Mercedes red at the time. I was lucky to find a little bit of dark red paint underneath other layers at the rear axle and found little bits of red underneath on the tank of the car. You first do a lab analysis to see if the materials really fit the time you're looking for. The lab I'm working with, they confirmed that it was an oil-based coach paint with all the pigments also right for the time. I really love to work together with my colleague Volker Lück, who is a very, very skilled craftsman and has very much experience with working with natural materials. And he also has the facilities to do so, a dust-free, well-tempered room for drying and for painting.
Today is special for me because I'm seeing the car live for the first time, and it's just fantastic. It's a success that the body harmonizes so well with the chassis we prepared. You can only achieve something like this by working hand in hand. It's simply great.
We pick up the meters that we have to put in the dash yesterday in Italy because it can be damaged or get lost. We finished the fenders in 3-4 weeks, and even the same thing with the belly pans.
Now we just have to get the engine running. Most of the parts are already finished. The engine housing is all right and can be installed as it is. On the cylinder block with camshaft bearing race, the cylinder liners still have to be honed and the cutouts for the connecting rods have to be molded. The base drilling for the camshaft bearing still has to be finished. It's only pre-turned. The camshafts are both repaired, the pistons are newly manufactured and ready for installation. The compressor, carburetor and recirculation flap have all been refurbished and are also ready for installation. The crankshaft is currently on the grinder and the connecting rod bearings are also being worked on.
I am Volker Lück. I am restorer and cabinet maker of art, and in this project I am responsible for the varnishing of the Targa Florio. First, I mixed modern colors to have a sample of how the car will be. Then we had to mix the color with the help of Gundula Tutt in linseed oil base. Now we started going onto the car, first with the primer, which we had 3 times to put on.
The car is in good hands with Volker. He's already finished the primer and is now starting on the first coat of paint.
We started with the red color, and at the finish of about 3 layers of the red, we have to finish with Kutschenlack, which is also a linseed oil-based varnish to protect the color.
When you see the vehicle now after Volker has applied the paint, it is of course amazing. You can see every trace of work and every hammer stroke on the bodywork.
The car was hand-painted with the brush. We enlarged the photos in the computer so far that we even could discover the cross traces of the brush in the mirror of the varnish. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to see the brush traces in certain parts. We have even some of the dust in the varnish as it was 100 years ago. Until now, I have the feeling that we will get a good product.
When you work so much on an engine, at some point it becomes like a little baby. You really have a relationship with it that involves a lot of emotion. And then the corresponding product comes out, and that's what we have here. And if you've done everything right, you press the button and it works.
Auf den Knopf und es funktioniert.
We've now reached the stage where we can install the engine in the vehicle. What belongs together has come together. The rest is just a bit of tinkering, and then the vehicle will work like it did 100 years ago. That's Mercedes.